Hello, my name is Sarah Slavoff, and I'm the current director of undergraduate studies for the Yale Chemistry Department. My job is to give Yale undergraduates guidance about chemistry classes and careers, whether you're planning on a chemistry major or taking chemistry as a prerequisite for other courses of study. I would like to start by officially welcoming you to Yale on behalf of the chemistry department. We are excited to get to know you and to show you how to think about the world in terms of atoms and molecules. The purpose of this video is twofold. First, I'll provide you, especially you, the incoming first-year students, with guidance about what chemistry classes are available and which one would be the best one for you to take. Second, we would like to give you information about our placement process and the actions that you need to take in order to end up in the most appropriate class for you. I will keep things simple by first describing our chemistry lecture courses. Later in the video, I will tell you about how our laboratory courses work. Now, the majority of first-year students who complete chemistry classes at Yale start in general chemistry. So let's begin by discussing the general chemistry classes that we offer. Our largest class is Chem 1610, or General Chemistry 1. This is designed for students who have never taken chemistry before, or who may have had only 1 or 2 years of chemistry in high school. This is a standard general chemistry class, similar to what's being taught at many other institutions. It's the first semester of a 2-semester sequence. The second half is Chem 1650. Most students take Chem 1610 in the fall and Chem 1650 in the spring. Students with excellent preparation may be able to skip to accelerated or advanced class offerings. There are several classes that first-year students with excellent backgrounds in chemistry may take. It's important to note that while Chem 1610, General Chemistry 1, is open to all Yale students, enrollment in any of our accelerated or advanced courses requires permission of the Chemistry DUS, Director of Undergraduate Studies. We determine these permissions based on results of the placement exam, which I will describe shortly. But first, let me tell you about the other courses that first-year students may be able to place into. We understand that many incoming students have taken quite a bit of chemistry, but may not be ready to skip general chemistry entirely. And the AP exam does not suffice for course credit at Yale. For this reason, we've designed an accelerated general chemistry course that enables you to complete general chemistry in only one term. This accelerated class helps you to review general chemistry at a fast pace and explore various concepts in greater depth to keep it interesting. This course is Chem 1700, Accelerated General Chemistry. Typically, whereas as many as 250 students take Chem 1610 in the fall term, only around 70 will be able to enroll in Chem 1700. Chem 1700 is a 1-semester general chemistry course that is only offered in the fall and is only offered to first-year students via placement. By completing Chem 1700, you will satisfy the general chemistry requirement for the chemistry major, for many other STEM majors on campus, such as biology, as well as the full pre-medical requirement for general chemistry. Okay, on to the other advanced options. Next is Chem 1740, Organic Chemistry for first-year students. This course has a size of around 80 students. Chem 1740 is the first semester of a 2-part sequence, with the second half being Chem 1750, which is also only for first-year students. The second advanced option is Chem 2200, Organic Chemistry 1. This is Yale's standard organic chemistry class and consists of mainly sophomores, along with some juniors and seniors. It covers the same material as Chem 1740, but instead of being a small class with only first-year students, you would be in a much bigger class of approximately 200 students. We strongly recommend that first-year students who are qualified go ahead and take Chem 1740 rather than Chem 2200 if you meet the placement criteria, but you have the option to choose between these two classes. Chem 2200 is also the first semester of a 2-part sequence, with the second semester being Chem 2210 Organic Chemistry 2. The final advanced option is Chem 3320, or Physical Chemistry 1. This class is open to first-year students, but only when they have exceptional backgrounds in math and physics and via permission of the chemistry DUS. Chem 3320 consists predominantly of sophomores and juniors, and each year only a small number of first years, typically between 0 and 3, take this class. If you complete Chem 1740, Chem 2200, or Chem 3320 as a first year student, you will receive 2 acceleration credits for general chemistry on your transcript. These acceleration credits satisfy the general chemistry prerequisite for those majors which require general chemistry and will also fulfill a similar purpose for medical school admission. If you complete Chem 1700, accelerated general chemistry, you will similarly receive 1 acceleration credit for general chemistry. Okay. It is important to note that in order for a first-year student to enroll in Chem 1700, Chem 1740, Chem 2200, or Chem 3200, a student requires the permission of the chemistry department. This permission comes directly from the department, more specifically the chemistry DUS. This permission can only be granted by demonstrating proficiency on an online placement exam. This permission is not granted on the basis of having taken an AP chemistry class or exam. The chemistry online placement exam is the only path to placement. If you have previous college credits or are a transfer student, you should contact me directly at chemistry.dus@yale.edu. Hopefully, you now understand that Chem 1610 and Chem 1700 are the fall semester general chemistry courses, but how do you know which one to take? Well, the chemistry department places you into a general chemistry course using the online placement exam, like we're about to discuss, and that's required of all students who want to take chemistry. Now, after taking that chemistry placement exam, there are 3 placements that you might receive. The first possible placement is Chem 1610, which will be the case for the majority of first-year students. The second placement is Chem 1700. We give this placement when you have demonstrated proficiency based on the departmental exam. Students who demonstrate high proficiencies and mastery of general chemistry on the placement exam can receive placements of Chem 1740 or 2200. Placement into Chem 3320 as a first year typically requires high achievement on the placement exam as well as direct permission from the DUS. It is important to note that placement into an accelerated or advanced course is necessary to enroll in Chem 1700, 1740, 2200, or 3200, but you are not required to take advanced general chemistry if you do not wish to. That is, even if you place into Chem 1700, you may opt to take Chem 1610 General Chemistry 1 instead. Similarly, if you place into Chem 1740 Organic Chemistry for first-year students, you may opt to take Chem 2200 Organic Chemistry 1 instead. However, please note that if you choose to enroll in Chem 1610 General Chemistry 1, you must then complete the 2-semester general chemistry sequence, including Chem 1650, before you can move on to organic chemistry. Meaning, whichever sequence you pick, you must take it in order. Let's talk about the placement exam itself. Okay. This is available online between July 1st and July 31st. It helps us to assess your chemistry knowledge and skills. It has 50 questions on various chemistry topics and 9 questions on math. The best way to prepare for the online general chemistry exam is to review the material from your high school class. The exam is a 65-minute closed book, multiple choice test, although you are allowed a standard non-graphing calculator. Everyone wishing to enroll in chemistry classes at Yale should take this exam between July 1st and July 31st. The link to enroll in the exam is given on the chemistry department website at the address below. The placement exam is designed for entering first-year students, and it's not appropriate for students who have taken math and science courses at Yale. Because of that, we strongly encourage all incoming Yale College students with any potential interest in chemistry, whether you plan to major in the physical sciences, pre-medical, or are simply exploring your options, to take the exam before the start of your first semester. This is important for 2 reasons. First, it is rare that the exam can be taken later in your academic career, even if you decide to pursue chemistry or change your major in the future, and that is only with permission of the DUS. Second, the placement exam provides a valuable preview of the chemistry curriculum, helping you assess your strengths and identify areas for growth before making any scheduling decisions. After you take the online chemistry exam, you'll receive the results in the Course Placement 2025 Canvas site within the Postum application on the left side navigation menu, and placements will be available by August 8th. Now, we've talked about lecture courses and placement. Let's talk about laboratory classes. For many majors and for pre-med, you not only need to take a chemistry lecture class, but also a laboratory class. The laboratory classes are matched to the lecture classes, but at Yale, laboratory classes are separate from lecture courses. In most cases, it is not required to take the lab and lecture at the same time, but that's not true in all cases. I'll get to that in a minute. But we do strongly recommend that you take the lecture and lab simultaneously. Now, the exception is Chem 1700, Accelerated General Chemistry. Because the concepts in this class are synchronized directly with experiments in the lab, we require the corresponding lab to be taken concurrently with the lecture. Okay. For Chem 1610 and 1650, the general chemistry sequence, the corresponding laboratory classes are Chem 1340L and Chem 1360L. For Chem 1700, the co-requisite lab class is Chem 1710L. For organic chemistry, there's one common lab class for the different lectures, no matter whether you're taking Chem 1740 and 1750 or Chem 2200 and 2210. The corresponding laboratory courses are Chem 2220L and 2230L. It's important to note that general chemistry laboratory is a prerequisite for the organic chemistry laboratory. So, for example, if you opt to take Chem 1360L asynchronously after completing the Chem 1650 lecture class, you still need to successfully complete the 1360L lab before you can enroll in an organic chemistry lab. Of course, if you placed directly into organic chemistry as a first-year student, just like you placed out of general chemistry lecture, you also place out of the general chemistry lab. Now, before I conclude this video, I will take the opportunity to answer some questions that we are frequently asked. Question 1 is, what do you do if you want to change your general chemistry placement? Well, the only way to place into the accelerated or advanced course is by demonstrating proficiency on the placement exam before you enroll in your first semester. Now, on the flip side, sometimes students don't want to take an accelerated class despite placing into it and would prefer to enroll in the standard general chemistry sequence. If you place into Chem 1700, this is your choice. Students who place into accelerated general chemistry will retain the ability to enroll in Chem 1610. But remember, if you choose that option, you will then have to complete Chem 1650 as well. However, students who place into Chem 1740 or Chem 2200 should not take general chemistry at Yale, since you've already mastered this material. If you have any questions or concerns about your placement based on the exam, you can use the email shown on this slide to contact the Chemistry DUS. The second question, what if I need specific accommodations for the placement exam? The Student Accessibility Services, or SAS office, works with students with documented learning difficulties, sensory or motor disabilities, mental health concerns, temporary disabilities like serious injuries, and more. To learn more, email sas@yale.edu. A third question, what if I do poorly on the placement exam? Well, the questions that you'll encounter during the placement exam reflect the level at which we teach. But do not be discouraged. If you find yourself struggling to answer a question, we encourage you to just skip that question. Your score on the placement exam is not a grade that will follow you on your transcripts. So please feel free to check out the placement exam without fear of any negative consequences. What if I'm transferring to Yale and this is my first term? Incoming transfer students and Eli Whitney students should contact the Chemistry DUS at the email shown for more information and discuss placement options, as most cases are holistically evaluated on a one-by-one basis. You may also want to know, how do I enroll in chemistry classes? In order to do so, you follow the standard procedure involving the Yale Hub, which you will receive information about from other sources in your residential colleges. However, it is important to note that entry into Chem 1700, Accelerated General Chemistry, and Chem 1740 or 2200, Organic Chemistry, is by permission only. The Chemistry DOS will provide you with the appropriate permission key if you have the requisite placement before the start of the semester. A final question you may have is what you should do if you miss the window to complete the placement exam between July 1st and July 30th. In this case, please contact me at the DOS email shown, and we will do our best to accommodate you. To conclude, I thank you for watching this video, and I encourage you to reach out using the email address shown on this slide if you have any questions. I look forward to talking to you. Good luck for your studies at Yale, and we hope that they are both rewarding and enjoyable.